Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Kawak again with another um, informative article, or because this is a news report of types. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an exercise. So the first thing we're gonna do is give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Baharakah Kodash. All right. And then the second thing is we're going to read the scripture, get into some articles, and read the same scripture at the end. So this scripture is Revelation 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Alright, let's see this. The US dollar is, and I asked Google this question. The US dollar is generally seen as the most powerful currency in the world. It's the most traded currency on the global stage by a wide margin. So it's being used more than any other currency. But it's, when they say stuff like however, although it's the most used, it's not the most powerful. So let's continue. Salakia. However, perhaps surprisingly, the greenback is not the strongest of the 180 odd traditional fiat currencies. So, fiat currencies. That's like make believe money as legal tender worldwide. So since we have the power, we're just gonna look this up. Bam. Alright, so right here it says fiat money, a government-issued currency that is not backed by a physical commodity, such as gold or silver, but rather by the government that issued it. So, the military, right? Because something's got to give it strength. So, and the number one fiat currency is obviously the dollar. Fiat money is a type of currency that is not backed by a precious metal, such as gold or silver. It is typically designated by the issuing government to be legal tender and is authorized by government regulation. What they're trying to say is, what the government does is basically what backs it up, like foreign aid and well, let's just say foreign aid, because that's a big one. Billions of dollars are helped. So if you have a currency that has no value, but you want it to be used worldwide, hey, you give it away. You give it away. Right. And is authorized by the government regulation since the end of the Bretton Woods system in 1971. And that's when the currency was backed up by gold. You could take the dollar or silver and get its like current value, the value of I don't know if it was an ounce or a fragment of silver, but you could change them. Like you can get that dollar or the gold or silver. And I remember when I used to cash my checks, I used to ask for gold or silver coins, and after a while they stopped giving. They stopped giving them. All right, so that's another one. So, part of a way, well, we're gonna go back to it. So, let's say, like I said, they give the money away, and then they use the money to buy goods or services from another country that forces them to use that money. And there's countries that are in debt to just the U.S. and there's countries that are in debt to the U.S. and China and other countries around the world. They have this fiat currency. And now we're going to look at the BRICS, right? The BRICS. So BRICS is usually for Brazil, Russia, China. Oh no, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Ethiopia, BRICS, and there's a flag for the BRICS. Oh shit. That's what I was afraid of. Iran, right? Look at all these countries that obviously do business with America, because I know there's bases in Egypt. I don't know about the rest of those countries, but there's a base in Egypt, the Air Force base, a famous one. And these are the people that want to see America die. These are the people, the kings of the nations that are, you know, and all these people do business with America, but they want to start their own currency to, devalue the power of America, you know. And I live in America, so even though these things are prophecy and they're gonna happen, they're they're gonna affect me. I want them to happen so that Yahushua can come back faster. Because if these are prolonged, then the Messiah's second coming is prolonged. Well, we don't want that. We don't want that. Even though this is going to be terrible. So what I suggest is, since we can't have gold and silver, it's been hard to get since certain time, maybe like 2005 or something like that. Because now it's at the highest price it's ever been. So what makes these countries so powerful? And I, and I wish I did, but I don't have the time. I'll be here all freaking day. I don't have the memory capacity on my tablet. So let's just talk about shit. Okay, India and China. So these motherfuckers, even though they hate United States, they hate each other also. But United States is doing business with them. There's a large population of India Americans, and those people could be Israelites, Chinese. There could be Israel. There's Israel. No, in fact, there is Israelites all over, in all these countries, and I can explain it too. I don't know about the BRICS flag. I don't know what the hell that is. But Ethiopia has Ethiopian Jews. That's why the fucking star's in the middle, motherfuckers. That's what they believe. You know. Yeah. But just speaking about China and India, they share a border, and these guys are in conflict all the time. China's deep. They got more. They got the most people in their active military. But China also has proxies. Like all these countries have proxies. And that's another theme for another video. But just between China and India, even though they fucking hate each other so much, guess what? They hate America more. And part of that is because America's all over the world lending money, giving foreign aid, introducing the WHO organization. And in all my videos that I make about something concerning the medicine field, they get taken down, so I'm not going to say much about that. And I guess I'm going to have to start using code words more, so, But let's just talk about what these countries are going through right now. Starting with Iran, they got a conflict with Israel, and Israel is one of the, if not the biggest recipients of foreign aid from the U.S., which is United States, aka Babylon. That's one of the reasons why these countries hate you. And what can I do? If these motherfuckers came, let me tell you like this: if these motherfuckers came over here, knocking on my door, talking about we're gonna kill all Americans, guess what? I'd be fucking shooting them. I got 12 reasons for you motherfuckers not to come over here. But then at the same time, the militias in the United States, they consider me a threat. And the United States itself considers me a threat. The three-letter agencies consider us hate groups. So we don't have no help from nobody. We don't have a country to turn to, So we're just floating around. The fuck? What does that mean? So that's that. And then another thing is Iran, and Egypt are friends. And all these people in Iran and Egypt hate Israel. And India, I think all these countries don't fucking like Israel, but the one that's closer to us would be Brazil, and that could be a landing platform for all of these outside military forces, to come in. How long would it take them, all these proxies, to land in Brazil, which is in South America, and come up to America through the borders? That's what they're doing too. And second, we're going to talk about Egypt. There's a big military base. A bunch of military bases. But there's one big one, and it's an Air Force base. It's very important. They could just, I didn't, what I'm trying to say is, I'm talking to you generals, you people that can make my life difficult, you people of concern, you authority figures, you, what's it called, elites in this negative Babylonian world. You can make my life difficult. I'm not out here trying to figure this shit out, right? Since I'm a prophet, it just comes to me. You got the wrong guy. So I'm just a messenger, and I understand something like if you guys come and put me in a cell, it's because all hell is about to break loose, and the only safe place for me to be, for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to keep me safe, would be under your ward. And Ethiopia and Egypt have a large concentration of what they would call Jews. Egypt has Alexandria, and that this is all history, and that means that There's a bunch of Jews concentration, high level of Israelites living there, but there's Southern Kingdom. And Ethiopia, well, they hate the land of Israel too, because guess what? These people think they're Jews too. But you're killing people in the name of their God. In South Africa, that's the biggest racist, you know, country back there. And they're having a situation where Africans, like Hamites and such, and a mixture of Israelites in there, they're going down there and they're taking farmlands from the white apartheid or oppressors. And guess what? There's nothing that anybody could do to stop them. You know. And in India, well, they just got rid of the British rule, but they also have conflict with Islam. All right. And then guess what? They also have an issue with rape. You know. So imagine a bunch of these Indian rapists coming to America, and they're just fucking raping. Don't even give a damn who they rape. That's pretty terrifying, right? Let's see who they're mad at. Britain, and they're mad at Islam. This is an all-out shit show, man. And Brazil is the biggest place where fucking terrorists reside. You know. It's and all these countries are basically poor, except for China and Russia. Well, Russia's poor right now because they're they got they got a war with Ukraine right now, and they're having a war inside of their own country with the Wagner Group. And Russia has camps in Venezuela. They're involved in the oil platform because Venezuela is a big refinery for oil for Chevron and other companies, and that's what the business is, right? And now we got chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. These motherfuckers think they're next up in the power grab, and rightfully so. They have something called overproduction of goods, and they're flooding the United States market. That have you ever seen those Temu websites? Like, they're fucking giving shit away. And let's say if an American company that sells, okay, let's talk about washing machines, like Whirlpool or General Electric, and then China says, man, I'm gonna make all the washing machines and refrigerators and dryers that General Electric makes, and Whirlpool and Maytag and all whatever American brands left, and I'm gonna sell them at 50% less. Oh shit! You know what that would mean? That would mean that these companies that I mentioned, and I am not affiliated with, will lose out on revenue. And even though they have other patents and pendings, like General Electric has a patent for the turret gun, and they have other like companies, like all those companies I mentioned. They have other departments or whatever. But the thing is, man, anything that can be made and sold as goods, China can replicate. and it'll be just as good. It'll be way cheaper. Like I'm talking about 80% cheaper, man. You know, and they'll have a surplus of it because they have a lot of freaking money. And the United States owes China. So, you know, that's pretty much the history of it. Now, let's go to this last article. And I used this before. And I'm just going to make, and this is from the Economic Times. Damn it. Continue reading. The U.S. will not accept flood of below-cost Chinese goods, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. You know, this bitch is saying, oh shit, this bitch is saying, we don't want none of that. And see how they're so cordial? They're just shaking hands and they look like they're friends. They ain't friends. They ain't friends. People like me and you, we couldn't do that job. Oh man, I'd be trying to fight that Chinese guy, you know? I couldn't contain myself. So let's say what they have to say. The synopsis is U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen emphasized that the United States will, quote, will not accept, unquote, a scenario where underpriced Chinese goods flood global markets, potentially harming industries elsewhere. And the elsewhere is in the United States. Yellen wrapping up high-level talks in China. And see, I got fired for a lot of things, but I said one of those things that, you know, Babylon supports so much and America supports so much. Women should not be in leadership positions. They're still going to do it. You know, even though she has a power and authority of the dragon, yeah, she can make any threats she wants. But you're just making the Chinese dragon mad. You know? Man, come on, suckers. Look, the Pharaoh of old had Joseph as a vizier. Oh shit! If the United States was pretty smart, which they are, they would hire Apostle Tahar and the four apostles, which it wouldn't happen. I mean, they would ask for a whole bunch of money. And they could be your viziers. They could tell you, look, you're going to get fucked up here, you're going to get fucked up there, you still want to proceed, you know, as spiritual advisors. China's excess industrial capacity, particularly in sectors like solar and electric vehicles, which could lead the surge of cheap exports and disrupt the global markets. So let's talk about just the solar and electric vehicles. Solar is solar panels, right? Or anything that has to do with solar. Solar batteries, solar panels. If you have a company that's based in America like Elon Musk's company, or what's it called? Tesla. And they're providing the the highest quality solar panels that collect the most and a battery, and China says, okay, we could do the same thing but for cheaper, because a battery for your home, and that would be to collect the solar energy collected and stored in your battery so that you can continually use it. That's what it's for, supposed to be. And you still have ways to sell the excess energy to whatever energy company. Oh man, can you imagine that if China made? Because what if China made solar panels that powerful? They could apply them to use in their space program, because that's what happens with the rovers and all the satellites. They have solar panels that collect energy and power these vehicles. And there's electric vehicles in outer space. mostly, because they don't run on combustion fuel because there's no oxygen for them to combust the fuel with. So this is a big example of how you take, man. And I'm not trying to take you down, big guy, America. That shit. I gotta say, man, I live in America. Why the fuck would I want? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I would not, I don't want to. I don't want to get destroyed along with this place. But the intolerable things took place here under this rulership. So just speaking about solar panels and everything, and that solar panels, that system I got is about 28 panels, and it ended up being $32,000. That's a lot, right? What if China came over here and fucking said, you know, we'll take those fucking panels down, we'll buy them off you, we'll pay off the fucking company, and then we'll sell you back some good solar panels, better than the ones you have, the ones that we use on the the Chinese space station. Believe you me, they got one. Then they use all their technology that they sell to around the world. That's how they test it. That's how they sell it, and that's how they provide it. Because guess what? The United States doesn't. Look at the rockets that they use. They buy from someone else. Everything is bought from someone else. It's outsourced. So these motherfuckers right here, the dragon, the red dragon. No, the red dragon is the beast, right? The Chinese dragon. If they said, yeah, you know what? I'll sell you 40 solar panels for, 20,000. And, we'll give you a big discount on that. A 50% discount. So it's only going to be 10,000. And we're going to throw in a fucking free battery. And you don't have to pay for you don't have to make any pay. It's just a terrible situation where money is getting taken away from a company that helps support a system, right? And I don't know if they can, but I'm pretty sure this sounds scary to you. I know you're watching. It should be scary to you. And maybe you should consider hiring me as a vizier. It's going to be millions and millions of dollars. I ain't going to be, and I won't lie to you either. Tell you the harsh truth. Because that would devastate. That would devastate the United States. And don't forget about that motherfucking bridge. That motherfucking bridge collapsed in Baltimore. Alright? So that bridge that collapsed in Baltimore has about 800,000 vehicles, foreign vehicles, that need to be sold, but are not being sold. They're being held up because they can't get them off the port, or however that situation is. So now, back to Revelation 18 and 9. So now this is going to make more sense. At least a little bit more. Revelation 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So hey, that and these are the words of Yahushua, bro. He's your God too. Easy E. I mean, and then verse 10 says, standing afar off for fear of her torment, because they don't want to get caught up in that, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that's going to be those chariots involved. Chariots, missiles, armies, finance disaster, civil war, all these things are gonna take place, and it's gonna seem so fast, and it's gonna be so violent. It's gonna be scary. So what am I gonna do to prepare? Well, I gotta keep going out with the brothers. If I can't go out to Visalia, I'll go out to Hanford. If I can't go out to Hanford or Visalia, I'll go out to Lemoore or Avenel. You guys got to start praying more, you know. And it's not the same, because I could tell you right now, I can see things in my head, so that means that I'm a visionary. That means that I'm a prophet. So it's not the same. I don't have the same excuses that most people have. If you feel like you can't go out, okay, that's probably a good idea. You might not have nothing to say. You might not be a visionary. But if you can see these things unfolding, all right. Like verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And no man getting the financial aid, the money. And it was going to stop. But it's important. And verse 12 is it's gonna tell us what is involved in it, you know. And verse 12 says, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and of fine linen and of purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble. So why is gold and silver important? Well, gold is important and silver is important because they're high conductors. They are what's all over those microprocessing boards. It is how you connect the relays in all the microcomputer the processing chip. That's the microconductor, the superconductor, the semiconductor. And that's what's being made in Taiwan. And Taiwan is a big issue right now. And this is important because gold and silver was used to lay down the relays because they're the best conductors, you know. And the United States doesn't even have gold. You know, what happened when Venezuela said they had gold? Oh, fucking Britain came over and said, "Guess what, homie? We got your we got your money in our London bank. We think we're gonna confiscate it because you're in cahoots with Russia." And then Britain and America are not gonna be friends no more either. They're all gonna turn on America. So it seems pretty bad for me, right? People like me, for Israelites in America. But guess what? America's coming to. There's gonna be salvation in America. You know, there's gonna be salvation going around, but the Israelites in America are what need, especially the elect. We need salvation. All right. Verse 13, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all the things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. Damn. That's gonna be destruction right here. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bahara Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles for teaching us the truth. Peace, blessing, mercy, and salutation to the hopeful elect out there and the 1/3 of Israel. Kwam Yasharallah. You know, pray up, stay prayed up.